let's be professional and stuff.
Damn, I guess.
Like, yeah, we have to. Hey, friends, how are we?
What's good? How you doing, man?
You guys have all like fancy records and stuff in your background. I just have a dumb logo of Johnny and I in cartoon form.
I kind of like yours. It's nice.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
I got to update mine. They're all ripped off walls at venues because I can never be fucked printing them out. And they're all outdated now.
I'll just be taking it. I played a good show. I'm just going to take this real quick.
Yeah, I'm just going to take that.
How are we, guys?
Good.
Busy.
I woke up in a rude way this morning.
What's a rude way? Define.
Some dude was banging my door down, very persistent. And
were they delivering anything cool?
No, I threw on some pants, ran to the door, and it was the most friendly World Vision guy ever.
Oh, no! You can't be angry at them.
I'm like wiping eye boogers out of my face and stuff, and he's just yapping my face off being mega friendly and letting him talk. And I was like, look, dude, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Yeah, let it go. And I was just like, my day's ruined now because I just
That's
had
how you started.
Intake so much information about World Vision. And yeah.
Dude, his job.
Yeah, he's just trying to help the world, man. I thought about getting one of those like Ring cameras or something at the front so I can decide if I want to answer the door.
I felt real bad because he talked so much and I gave him nothing. And he's going to go do that all day.
Yeah.
He signed up for that. Yeah.
Everyone that I know that's done like a door-to-door salesman job says it helps them become a better human later on. Like an actual like doing this made me learn how to go with adversity or how to like change perspective. They always like talk about it in a really positive way. It might be a shitty job, but I think people learn from it. So maybe you were actually just helping him grow as a good person.
There you go.
Well done, Sabian. Very proud of you. You did a good deed this morning.
Did my best.
Yeah. Boys, it's album release week.
It is.
Are we where are we on the scale of like so excited, just want to be done with it? There's a lot going on. Where are we falling at the moment?
There is a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So we're touring US for the first time, headlining next week. All the pressure is on us. Usually we just go over there and have the best time with no stress. This time it's our tour, our stress, on top of release week, which, we're always trying to be bigger and better with these releases. So, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I know you say this stress falls on you. The tour is selling remarkably well.
Yeah.
You guys are getting nothing but love in the socials. I don't want to call you out on it, but there's very few bands in the space that are getting the response that you guys are of just like, everyone is fucking obsessed with you. And I think rightly so. I'm not blowing smoke. I don't love you guys that much. But people are like, actually, no one has a bad word to say. Everyone's just like, Alphawolf, they're fucking crushing with every release. You guys step up your production all the time. Your live shows are so intense. The video clips are always sick. The only pressure you're putting on yourselves is exactly that, self-made pressure. No one else is doing that to you. I hope you know that.
It's so weird because I guess in our crew, in our team, we still feel local vibes.
Sure.
Like we're just friends making some music, playing some shows. But our team see us from the outside in and they're super ambitious. They're like, let's put them in stadiums. Let's fucking have these gigantic bands supporting them. And we're just like, really? We can't believe it till we see it type deal.
Do you think that's at all part of the potential success? That it still seems like a little bit underdog vibes, like you're doing. Like I look at Knotfest last year, you guys played earlier in the day, but man, the whole crowd just turned up for you guys from the get-go. Surely you can look at that and be like, oh, actually, we're not the underdogs. We're doing pretty good. People like us. They're singing along to every word.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the fact that you view it that way?
We got the exact same vibe with the recent Australian tour announcement.
Yeah.
We don't get to play Australia that often, so we don't get to see the gradual, climb of what we're doing here. But like when we play the Knotfest or when we announce the Australian tour, we're honestly mind blown. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Oh, we sold out the entire thing straight away.
Yeah, we booked that entire tour around the Forum in Melbourne. We're like, we don't want this tour to happen unless we can headline the Forum, lifelong goals. And it's sold out within a day, and everyone's like, upgrade it, do a bigger room. We're like, no, the whole purpose was that room, and apparently it's too small.
Do you think that's a cool thing? Does that make you go like, we want to do that before we move on to the next thing? To say we've done it, is that at all the mentality towards that of being like, we really want to play that room, even though we've outsold it, we still want to keep playing that room?
Yeah, it's been a weird thing. Like, you can kind of follow the trajectory of your band based on the rooms that you're playing. And it's always been like the max watts types rooms, 5 to 700. The next step up is the 1,000 cap rooms. And we went the next step up this time around, and apparently it wasn't big enough. So we had to upgrade some rooms like Brisbane and Adelaide to rooms that the biggest heavy metal bands are playing right now. And we just skipped a full step without realizing that's what we're in for. The original slated dates, we thought we'd need the 6 months to promote. And
I can honestly say this. So we've been sitting on the album for a few months now. We're very good at keeping secrets. And people are going to fucking like it. It's, if you hadn't already been pushed to upgrade, that was going to happen straight away as soon as the album drops. I'm not blowing smoke. Generally, you guys have just stepped up again. I think this is easily the best thing you guys have ever produced and put out there. It's like progression for the band. It's growth in the music, but also the energy. The songs live, I'm so excited to experience. Also, you guys chose the 1 week that I cannot come to any shows in Australia. No. So I'm not coming because you didn't plan for me. So thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll forgive you.
But it's so weird because our music is not radio friendly.
So I think the radio is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's not. But it's hard to gauge. Like, I don't want to say there's a ceiling on heavy music, but it's definitely generally less liked than radio music. So these rooms are gigantic. Where are these people from?
I know where they're coming from. They're coming from the fact that Good Things is going ahead. Knotfest is going ahead. Splendor's getting cancelled. Groove on the Move's getting cancelled. I think it's because rock music, heavy music is having its day in the sun again because it's all about the music. People are supportive.
Yeah.
They always want more of it. Everyone's just like, sick, you released that album. When's the next one? You're going to see that come from this too.
Right,
people are always wanting more. And I think they want to support that. I think that the metal community is so supportive and is only growing. I look at this fucking channel. This started as me and Dickhead just chatting about music because we couldn't watch live shows. And now we get inundated with messages of people every day being like, can you do this? Can you feature this? We want to talk about this. There's just this constant desire for more content in the music space. And I have no skill in this space. So if people want more of me, imagine how much they want you guys.
Yeah, I really think Oz Heavy is the biggest it's ever been right now. Seeing all the heavy tours selling out and just big rooms, and then we're just adding our little shows in there. But it's wild to see how big it is right now.
Yeah, all our favorite bands when we were younger did not play these rooms. It didn't exist to have heavy music in these rooms when we were.
Exactly it.
So it's just so foreign.
I mean,
our friends are playing these rooms and. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just talking with Mr. Jonathan Virgil from Ghost Inside, and he name dropped you guys as a band he loves at the moment, by the way. But talking about the fact that you look at Parkway going out and doing a full arena tour. You got Bring Me's next week, which sold out all the venues instantly. It shows that there is a desire for heavy music.
Even Parkway is surprised at their response. They sold so many tickets on day one.
Yeah.
They're like, well, fuck, I don't think they planned for second shows or upgrades or anything because the room,
fully. But that's exactly, how do you plan for that? Because it's unprecedented. What you guys are doing on their scale and your scale, it hasn't been done before. And so it's a new era for it. What's the mentality for you guys approaching this of just are you still trying to keep it being we're just a bunch of dudes that record music together and it just happens to grow? Or do you feel pressure to be well, cool, we're standing up this size venue, we're standing up this, we need to up our production, we need to up our stage performance? Or is it just fuck, just go with the flow and see what happens?
We are still a couple of dudes. Figuring it out.
Cool. I like that.
I think we are, but also like we know like each headline tour we tried new shit, we had like more production, and I think each time we try something bigger and better that we haven't done before. So we don't like each next tour is like, let's try this and let's add this, and then it's definitely like a progression. I think like even like headlining overseas for the first time is like, bring in production and let's do lights and let's do all this. Like we're doing VIP for the first time, and each tour we're trying new things. So now these are the biggest rooms we've ever done. So for me, I'm like, we got to do something fucking cool, so people leave and go, I'm coming next time.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like you guys were already a little bit ahead of the curve there. I know you feel like you're just a couple of mates, but like even a couple of years ago, we saw you guys on the Polaris support tour, where you guys had like the screen with the lyrics that come up and stuff. And like, obviously you've got skills, mad skills, if you will, to like actually create and do that stuff in-house, which not every band has. But just the fact that they're executing and having that, like that wasn't even like a massive headline tour. You guys are supporting Polaris on that tour, but the performance and the show and everything going on, it elevates the whole experience so much and makes you guys look further ahead than you might have felt like it.
Yeah, we try and be planned for everything in those circumstances. Like the video wall, for example, we just had those videos sitting there from a performance that we'd organized that didn't go ahead. That was Unify. We was meant to have like giant video wall and crazy shit.
Yeah.
And those files just sat in a Dropbox. And if we happened to walk into a venue with a video wall, we could hook it up. Okay. Like we like being organized for anything that might happen like that. And I guess that's just, smart brain things, trying to be organized. And so many bands would rock up to a venue with a video wall and try and text their manager and be like, do we have our logo at this resolution? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, fully.
And I just asked the guy, hey, what ratio is that video wall? And I'll type away at my computer and, here you go, here's a file. It's good to be prepared for anything like that. You don't want to play in front of a video wall that's not popping.
Yeah, agreed. But still, I think there's one thing to be able to like match the aspect ratio to then also have, we've got graphics with the lyrics in time to our songs. Because means you got to play your shit like on lock to get it scheduled with that. It's not just like a thing, it just happens. Like you're being modest.
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But just in little things like that. We started the beach balls for a bit. They were fun. Just any little thing like that we think's cool. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. Talk to me about playing the new songs live. I said you're going on tour next week, so the album releases Friday. Was this gonna be like? How much of the new stuff we're getting to play? Obviously, you don't have to tell me the full amount of songs and what you're doing because you want to keep things a surprise. But are you excited to get out and give this stuff its like debut into the world?
I'm so excited. We've been playing the same fucking songs for like 4 years. Feels like, and like. As much as we love doing like support tours, I love doing support tours, but like the short set list means we basically playing the same 8 songs for forever. Yeah. So, the new song's gonna be hype. I mean, we're playing at Revs this weekend, which is kind of a little rehearsal because I think 4 of the songs we haven't actually played in the same room together ever.
Cool.
Because how you record these days, you don't play the same, you don't fucking rehearse them before you record them. So, so many songs, I think. I mean, Cult Fest, we debuted 2 of them for the first time. So we've played those once. And then, there's a whole, I think we're doing 6 or 7 new songs. So,
it'll take us like a week to get the vibe for them. You want to figure out where you're comfortable to move and give energy and where you got to concentrate and where you can have fun. So it'll take a week or more to fall into that flow. It's always nervous. So I think couple of times we played Akudama, I thought that was the hardest song in existence. And now I could play that asleep. So we can just run around and play that song like maniacs. But, hoping that vibe sets in sooner rather than later for the new songs because we're super excited.
Practice makes perfect, right? I also think coming into it, you'll have the apprehension, the nerves of like, first headline tour in the States, like the pressure. I have a very strong suspicion that you're going to get out there, get the response from the crowd on night one and be like, we do this. This is our job. We know what we're doing. Like, great. Let's just go have fun with it now.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think it's a cool thing as well. You guys have a very, I approachable feeling to the band for such aggressive music. You're all lovely dudes, which is a really nice thing. That is generally the case in most metal spaces. But is that something that you find with like you doing the VIP stuff going for the first time? What's the response been to that? Like people being like, "Oh fuck yeah, we finally get to have like a bit more of an intimate approach here," or
yeah, people seem stoked on it. Like we every time we're a support band, we try and get to merch after the show and sign stuff, take photos, like whatever people want. On a headline tour, it's kind of like near impossible to do that just after playing for an hour.
Yeah,
everyone's beat. After that, everyone's sweaty and gross. You don't want to be fucking hugging people and shaking people's hands and whatever. So that's where like this whole idea was birthed. And people, it's gone really well so far. Like I think better than we thought, because it's like, I don't know, VIP is a bit of a weird. You don't want to like put yourself on that like pedestal kind of thing. Like we don't want to seem like important guys. We just like, if people want to meet us and get stuff signed, like that's cool. Like this is like a more professional way to do that than us just hiding behind a merch desk at the end of a show, So I'm excited for it.
I think that's a very Australian approach, being like, we don't think we're better than anyone, but I think when you've got a demand and people want to see it, I don't think that's we're doing this because we're so good. It's people are asking for it, and this is a way of giving people what they want in a way that's like makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like most Australians would be like, people are going to tease me for this.
It's weird as an Australian. Australians are just so laid back, and it's just like, oh, if you want a photo, like I'll be just hanging out, like what's up. But like
sometimes you actually have to schedule a thing and be like, I'll be here at this stage. This is how you come and meet and make this happen. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I think, and it's like such a like an American thing. Like a few people have asked about it for Australia, and it's like I just don't. We have like our families coming out to shows here, and we have so many friends that the biggest shows I've ever played. It's like
we're going to be hanging out in GA anyway because we're going to know so many people there.
Yeah, fully.
Say hello, don't be shy.
But America's like it's normal there.
Do you also find Australia versus America? Like Americans are so. I never understood the American dream thing of like people are like, oh man, the American dream. Until I got there, and everyone's just like, you want to do that? Fuck yeah, man. You should do that thing. That'd be sick. Whereas Australians are like, you want to do that? Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Americans are
it. It's
they're so much more supportive. So I think that's a cool thing that you're testing out there, because Americans will get behind that, which I think it's a cool thing. I like that they're so supportive. I want to see more of that come from like the fan base in Australia. And I think it's happening. I actually think fans of heavy music in Australia are becoming a bit more that way. Of like supporting our own. So stoked that you guys are doing that.
I mean, we also
when we done the pop-up store, we put up like a banner that we could take photos in front of, and people would walk in like, want a photo? We're like, oh, of course, we'll set this up over here. Let's go take a photo. Like it was a very casual experience. It wasn't a paid event. It was just come in and hang out or buy a shirt. And I think that was a really cool approach to do that for Australia. Yeah. Very casual, very Australian. We should have had a barbecue going.
That is a great thing. When we did Good Things last year, because we ran Good Things TV for them, and the banner that they had provided for us, which was awesome, didn't fit into the venues because the venue managers didn't set up right. So we just like hung it out the front, and all day people were like, can we get a photo in front of this? I was like, that's a cool thing that people are like, oh, it's here. We didn't say like do this thing, but they're like, oh, can we? Yeah, let's do that. That's a nice thing. So I think that's a winning formula. Off the back of the way that you're getting support with the new music, particularly with the last single, which had a bit more of a different vibe to something you guys have released so far. What was the response, the overall response to that for you guys?
It's great.
Better than I expected. We picking this song as a single, we were like, all right, we're picking that one. We kind of like prepared for like not backlash, but how the internet is these days. You hear one non-heavy song and it's like they've changed, it's so different now. But it's like
it was almost better than the other two singles, because the other two singles weren't as heavy as people wanted us to be. So they critiqued us for not being as heavy as. Then we delivered the softer song, and they're like, okay, that's executed as good as it could be.
Yeah.
So let's champion it. But yeah, it's been a weird mixed bag. The heavy's coming, obviously, but I think the response for that song was incredible. Everyone's championing John for delivering great, clean vocals, and so did we, and I love it.
Yeah, when Johnny and I first got the album sent to us, I think it was literally like a day later, he texted me, he was like, have you listened to this yet? Like, there's some melodic, there's some this. And we were actually so stoked to hear it because you guys do this crushingly heavy, unique, it is unique to Alphawolf sound. But it's so cool hearing the experimentation and sort of progression of the band there. And you're right, you did execute it so well. Like having the cleans, like John's cleans, have you been sitting on that for a while, being like, we know we can do them, it's just finding the right time? Or was it, let's try something we've never done before and see how he goes with it?
We kind of dabbled on A Quiet Place to Die with Bleed For You, and Nath didn't have cleans, but it was very more melancholy type vibe. And he does Lucas's parts live from 60 Centimeters of Steel.
Cool.
And he's just been working on it. And I guess for clean vocals in heavy music, it's all about the confidence. So we played over 100 shows last year, played those two songs in particular on every single show. And that's built his confidence to a point. We just ripped it in the studio. He nailed it.
Cool.
We're mega happy with it.
Yeah, I think it's so exciting. What's we won't release this till the album's out. This will come out on Friday, I guess. Talk to me favorite song, personal song each on the new album. One we're most excited for people to hear.
I'm gonna say Pretty Boy. I think
thank you.
You're welcome. I think it's the most Alphawolf song on the album, but also John has a bit of melody in the chorus, and I don't know. I think the lyrics and just like the vibe of the song is just like so Alphawolf that it's just when it comes on, I just bob my head to it. It's just fun.
And mine would be Double Edged Demise, second track.
Yeah.
It was hard picking singles for this one. I think we had 7 singles in the running, and no one could agree on 3 or 4. It was so hard. Like between us and the extended team, all these songs were thrown in, and I can't even remember how we decided. I think we just had to pull the pin one day and be like, fuck it, these 4.
I think it came down to video stuff. I mean, Sucks to Suck was obviously getting a video.
Yeah.
I think when we picked Bring Back the Noise, was it the only finished song then? Or why did we pick that first? I don't
remember.
There's a reason why. Yeah. And then
we chose to play it on the Motionless tour.
Was that why?
As a 2-minute song, yeah.
I remember why. It was hard to pick songs.
There was no hard agreement on the singles because we all had different favorite songs.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool thing, though, to kind of get to an album and be like, they can all be singles. Like, rather than, some albums you get and you're like, you can tell why the 3 songs are singles because they're the 3 songs that tick the boxes for each. That's a cool thing to get there and be like the album and be like, well, fuck, they all work. Let's just pick which one we all agree on.
There's nothing worse than an album that has one main single and the rest of the songs sound like a B-side of that song.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, particularly when I think the other hard thing is when they lead with like the song that sounds kind of the most like what the band sounded like previously, and then the rest of the album's so different. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Just tease with that one. But so with this the upcoming live tour, you guys have had the chance to play with a whole heap of bands. When we first spoke with you guys, you said you dreamt of playing with Slipknot one day. I like to think that was our fault that happens. So let's do it again. What's the new bucket list? What's a band you want to play with? It doesn't have to be like Slipknot heavy. It can be anything, but what's a band you'd both like to play with one day?
Korn. It's got to be Korn.
Oh, it doesn't have to be Slipknot heavy.
I mean, we've ticked Slipknot off now. Like the next one's Korn. Right? It has to be. Yeah.
Korn and Biscuit, and I think it goes without saying, but we need to tour with Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
just shooting for the stars here.
Really. Yeah. You did Parkway last year, the North Fest, but you want to just you guys and Parkway.
Yeah.
You're getting greedy.
It's got to happen.
Yeah, that would be super fun.
Yeah, we did play with Parkway already. You can't really count that.
I mean, the festival thing does change it a bit. Yeah.
We did tour. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I see that like Korn type thing, that's an easy fit. You guys have such a wide range of influences throughout the heavy space that there's a lot of bands you can fit in pretty easily on tours.
Yeah.
That's worked to our favour. That's worked wonders. We can fit in with the brutal heavy bands and we can fit in with the soft metalcore bands, and We're happy for both. Bring it on.
We love being the heavy band on a soft bill. It's my favorite. It's so.
I like that too. I was just saying that with Ghost Inside. They were like, it's a cool thing being that band, particularly when you're playing with other bands that have like a heavy element to it. Because the fans already expect it, and then you come in and be like, "Well, that's all you're getting, bitches." They just like lose their minds for it.
I always say it, but that Motionless in White tour was perfect for us because there was all the absolute heavy fans for Knock Loose, and there was the Motionless in White fans, and we catered for both.
Cool.
It was great.
And it was perfect.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, you guys are releasing new music. I want to know from you both, what's a few artists you're both listening to at the moment that you want to give shout outs to? It could be old. It could be like, I love Fleetwood Mac Rumors. You should check it out. Or it could be something new. So.
Oh, what am I listening to? Hang on. I'm pulling
what am I listening to?
You both have computers. You're like, what have I been listening to?
The new Stand Atlantic song is a fucking banger. I love that band.
Yep.
Big fan.
I got to feature in that film clip. I got to do my little cameo in
that. I saw it.
My first time in a strip club.
Also, like the fact that it features Paris, which is probably my most played artist of the year. I love Paris. So
I didn't realize that was Lynn when I first got to set because of the makeup. They didn't tell me who was in it. So I was just like, hey, I'm Nate.
Yeah.
I'm Lynn. I was like, oh yeah, I met you like 6 weeks ago. Sorry about that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that song slaps.
Oh man, yeah, they're my two. Stand Atlantic, Paris.
I'll throw it sideways and say Silverchair. It's always Silverchair.
Oh, great. Favorite Silverchair album?
Freak Show.
Yeah, okay, classic.
That
you just give him one. You just give him one Silverchair. That's all.
Not a Silverchair fan myself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I think I missed the boat. I'm a '94 kid. Am I too young? I don't know.
Yeah, you're too young to do it at the time. Like that was me with Nirvana. I was too young to really get into it at the time, but then I was sort of close enough to sort of get back to like post it being a big thing.
Yeah, I think I just missed the boat.
Yeah. How old are you, Sabian?
I'm a 91 kid.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just
both 90s babies. Yeah.
Mum was a big supporter of Rage back in the day, so I would always wake up to Rage, and she took me to see Silverchair when I was 6. So
was that your first show?
Yeah.
That's a great first show.
Freak Show tour, Grinspoon supporting.
My first show was Simple Plan at Rod Laver Arena.
Was that headline Simple Plan?
Yeah, it was Simple Plan and I think All American Rejects.
Yeah, I went to that tour too. Yeah. I went to the Sydney version, obviously, but yeah, that was a great show.
Loved it. I was such a Simple Plan fan.
That was the first time I'd seen All American Rejects, and that converted me to that band fully. Their live show was like, oh, that dude's a crazy good frontman.
Yeah, fucking great band.
And so I like those two. Silverchair, that's a cool first show. Well done to your mom.
Yeah.
Johnny's first show was Metallica, and that still kills me to this day. That's such a cool, for a metal dude. You're like, Metallica's the first band I saw. Like, fuck, that's cool.
Scotty's not a Metallica fan either.
No.
Don't like any Metallica, or just didn't get into it?
It's just not my thing. I just don't think they're that great.
I love a dude that will stand by a controversial opinion.
It's brought up at least once a tour.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like kind of the biggest metal band of all time. There's a reason why.
Look, respect to the biggest metal band in the world. It's just not my thing.
So what if you guys get the Metallica support tour?
Hey, I'm not saying no. I'll say, what's up? Big fan, not really, but you've done great things. Good.
Sure, you can appreciate, but it's just not for you. I like
that. On that topic though, like we were mega excited to support Lamb of God, incredible band. We supported them once in an arena in America, and it quickly dawned on us that supporting legacy bands, it's hard to win over the crowd. They are there to see that 100%. Legacy band. And they couldn't give a fuck about your band. They're at the bar. They're hard to impress. So like the Metallica support slot, if it ever came about, I don't know how to go down. They're all there to see Metallica. They've loved Metallica for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Are they going to be open to some new music? Probably not. Incredible on paper.
I was talking to Sam from Architects about this the other week, and he was saying that the fans they gave them space, but they're not like fuck yeah, Architect's doing great things. They just like appreciate and watch you. But he's like, it was still a sick experience because when you get to play a stadium at this level, like, and Architects are a big metal band, but like they're not going to play stadiums on their own. So that's, I guess you've got to look at it from like the experience and potentially like the opportunity to convert them, being like, well, they don't care about us. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
Where do you stand on, would you rather play solo shows to like your fans or festivals where you can potentially like convert people over?
I love
a festival and love a support slot.
Yeah.
If it makes sense. Because you got to remember, you're still a small fish in a big pond. We're not the biggest metal band on the planet yet. So there's still millions of people out there we've got to reach. And the only way to do that is supporting. If you're headlining, you're not seeing new faces or impressing new faces. So
we're still like festival babies. We haven't got to play that many yet. It's sad. We want way more.
I think, do you think that's also because of like COVID really, for bands that you guys have been around for a while, but not that long. So COVID was a pretty large chunk of your history as a band.
Yeah.
Where as an Australian band, you didn't get to tour, you didn't get to have those experiences that everyone else have. Do you think that's something that affects it? Yeah, that's exactly it. Like that's so funny.
We never played it. Yeah. I think it's a big thing. Like we're going to Europe this year to do festivals for the first time. And that's like, we've been waiting to do that for years and years and years. So I think that's like, we're super excited for that. And, you know, just to start, like, you know, bands talk about Europe festivals and just like festival circuits all the time. We've never got to do it. So it's like, yeah, that's a big first for us, which we're super excited for.
How many are you doing?
I think there's 7 or 8, which, you know, usually there's more, but I don't know, scheduling and fucking whatever. That, you know, I think we're doing 7 or 8. Doing Download, which is massive. So that's a big bucket list one.
All right, that's awesome. That must be such a cool thing, being like these are festivals and stuff you grow up like as fans looking at, being like, man, imagine going to that and then imagine playing at that now. That's cool.
I had a friend in school and his claim to fame, like hanging out with us, was he used to live in the UK and he attended Download. And we're like, holy fuck, that's insane, man. Like Metallica at Download, holy fucking fuck, that's sick.
Yeah.
And he was the coolest kid for it because he'd been to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now playing it. It's like, okay.
That's a cool thing. I had that
Who's
with
the cool guy now? Who's the cool guy now?
yeah. Text him. Well, I get to play, motherfucker. That was me with Warped Tour. I was like, I grew up a bit more like pop punk leaning than I did metal. And like Warped Tour was a thing growing up. Man, imagine that. And I finally got to go like the last year when I just happened to be in the States at the time. Yeah, I got to go the last one.
You're the cool guy now.
but that exactly that. And then I talk to these bands that, like, now because of the channel, we've become friends with so many bands. They're like, oh yeah, we played Warped Tour 15 times. I'm like, damn, that's sick. That's so fun.
That's really the one thing I'm super sad we won't ever get to do, because you'd see that every year, and maybe 1 or 2 Australian bands would be on that year, and you'd be like, man, fuck, that's so cool. And that's like, I feel like we're at the level where we would be on it now, and it's like, fuck, doesn't exist anymore. It's hurts.
Look, I think that's the cool thing though. With like, I look at what Good Things is doing. I look at the way Knotfest is going in Australia. Like, the space is not going anywhere. It's only getting bigger. I like to think that in 10, 15 years, people are going to be like, man, like we got to play like that early day Good Things. I think that's a cool thing. Same way Soundwave. I don't think people realized at the time how prolific Soundwave was. When you look at like that particular year that had like Metallica, Slayer, Offspring, Blink, Paramore. It was just like, it was just every band that played in like 3 shows in Australia.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. I think it's just maybe keeping like the presence of mind to be like, we were part of that. I mean, you guys played the fucking first Knotfest.
I was about to say, I already feel that with Knotfest. We played the first one, and it was like fucking. Everyone was like, "This is the craziest shit I've seen since Soundwave," and it's like, yeah, it is. It's so fucking cool. So yeah, we'll hold on to that one.
I like that. Which is, I'm so excited for you guys to have the album out, for people to get their ears around it. I'm just giving you a pre-congratulations now, because I know it's going to like crush it. It's from what we've seen in the comments on like our videos, people are just so stoked with what you guys are doing. I'm pumped to see you guys getting the support shows as well as headline stuff you deserve. It's been cool to like follow along the journey and be part of it with you guys. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been around for a minute, you know?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. We get to actually hang out now and not feel like, I still feel like an imposter all the time, but I feel like we've earned our space a bit more now.
I think so. Yeah.
Thank you. So, what's going on the rest of the week?
Oh
man, what's keeping you flat out before the announcement?
More of this tour stuff. Fuck, albums out.
Oh, we're having a dinner on Friday night to celebrate, and then we're playing Revs on Saturday.
Yeah, did that just get announced? Is that like kind of like a pop-up vibe?
Yeah, that was the vibe.
That'll be our last No Barrier show in Melbourne ever, probably.
Nah, you say that. I can't wait for you to be like, playing the 10-year anniversary. No Barriers, come on in.
Yeah, just tour prep, man. Like, we're about to basically, as of next week, I think we have 4 or 5 weeks off in about 6 months. So it's pretty, yeah, from next week, I think we have like 70 to 80 shows coming up. So it's pretty.
Do you worry about burning out at all?
Nah, I love it. I don't know. It's just
you
great.
guys are fucking hard working, like you said. Like you were just constantly touring last year.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I imagine that would be tiring, but that's sick if you're not burning out on it. You still love it.
It's definitely tiring, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's part of the,
It's reset again with the new music.
It is.
Cool. Yeah.
So reset.
And it's just fun, like playing overseas. Like we just have such great shows. I mean, and finally getting to do the Oz run. I don't know. This year is just like really, really exciting. So I feel like talk to us at the end of it and we'll be like, why did you let us do that?
You should have warned us.
But right now, having a month off, we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, tour, let's go. So
sick. Cool. Well, I'm stoked to watch it from afar, and eventually I'll get to a show, but just no time soon, sadly.
Very sad.
We'll make it happen. Cool. All right, boys. Well, I'll let you go. Thanks for taking the time to hang out.
Pleasure talking as always.
As always.